What is up, guys? It's your boy Falcon back again, and today we're working on this 2006 Chevy HHR with a 2.4 liter Ecotec engine, and we're going to be fixing code P0327. So if you have this code or a bad knock sensor, make sure you stay tuned. For today's job, we're going to be using this 3/8 ratchet, 8mm and a 13mm. These two are going to be to disconnect the cables that go to the starter. 15mm, this is for the two big bolts that connect the starter to the body. This 13 should also work for the knock sensor. And we're going to use maybe like two different size extensions. And this 10mm ratchet, we're going to use it to disconnect the battery. Alright guys, so here we are. This is a 2006 HHR Chevy Ecotec engine with a 2.4 liter engine. We're going to be replacing the knock sensor to fix the code P0327. This is the part number right here, standard part KS152. I'm going to put a link right there in the description. Maybe if I can find that sensor on Amazon, I'll put it in there, that way you guys can buy it. I would love to buy my parts at Amazon too, because they are going to be cheaper. But most of the stuff that I fix, I have to fix it right here and there. So I have to pay whatever the parts department price is going to be, or the dealer price is going to be to fix that car on that day. But I'm sure we can find it cheaper at Amazon. But either way, so this is it. We're going to replace the knock sensor. The knock sensor is right under the intake. We can get to it by removing the starter going from the bottom. I'm hoping that I can get to it without having to remove the starter, maybe just going around the starter, taking off the bolt, pulling it out, and putting the new one in. If we can, worst case scenario, we're going to go ahead and remove the starter. So first, let's try to do it without removing the starter. If it doesn't work, we'll just go ahead and remove the starter. But since we are going to be working around the starter, we need to disconnect the battery first, because the starter has, I think it's one or two. I think this one has the regular, just one hot wire, which it always has positive going straight from the battery going into it. So we don't want to touch that and touch something else, especially if we're going to be removing it. We don't want to touch that and then touch something else, and then we sparks start going down there, which I don't think will burn anything out. But as always, we always need to make sure that we disconnect the battery. So let's disconnect that first. All right, and to disconnect the battery is actually going to be in the trunk, or however you call it, right here on this vehicle. It's going to be under this carpet. We pop this up, and it's going to be under this cover. It's actually going to be right here on this side. You guys can see the battery there. Okay, here we are after taking off the carpet and then just pulling this up right here. Battery is down there. So just with a 10mm wrench, I took off the nut that goes right here on the top, which is this one right here. Just loosen that up, moved this out of the way. Now we can go start working on that starter or around the starter. All right guys, so we're about to go under the vehicle. We do have one jack stand there. Always use jack stands. Make sure that we are safe at all times. So now let's get down there and kind of see what we're working with. Okay guys, so here we are under the vehicle. That is where the starter goes right there. I know it looks clean, but actually I cleaned it off yesterday because this was extremely dirty. So the starter is right there. And if you guys can see this cable right here, this one right here, it's actually the connector for the knock sensor. So we follow that cable up there. Let's see, can we see the knock sensor? The next knock sensor is like right there. You can barely see it. Let me see if I can. The knock sensor is right there. You guys can see it right there. I don't know. I don't think I can get a wrench from this side. I think it's gonna be just way too hard to try to go around the starter. So I think since our battery is already disconnected, we're gonna just remove the starter. We'll remove the starter. I think it's like a 15mm bolt here, and it should have another one on the top. Probably undo this. Looks like this is a 8mm here and maybe a 13 here. So take those off, take that wire off of there, take this wire off of here, and then remove the starter, and then we'll go from there. So now, take off which, this is the wire that sends the signal for the solenoid to engage. Now that I got it loose, I can take it off my hand. Make sure that we hold on to this nut and we don't lose it. I'm gonna put it right here in a safe spot. Take off this cable. And now to undo this one, I think it's a 13. That was a, you guys see that I hit the frame with the ratchet. That is the entire reason why we disconnect the battery. This red wire here, this big chunk of wire, it's actually a wire coming from the battery. It's a hot at all times wire. So if we would have disconnected the battery, we would have had sparks flying everywhere on that instant. So now with this off, we get this cable out of here. We pull this one, so we have this one. So 2 wires that go there. We're just gonna pull them off to the side for now. So that is it as far as the connectors that go to the starter. So there is this one here, and it should have another one higher up. Yeah, I can feel it. You probably can't. I can't even see it, but I can feel it. So this is probably gonna be like a 15. So let me go get a 15 and extension. That way I can get to the one in the back also. It is a 15 millimeters. So I want to get to the one in the back first. And just judging by the size of this, I think I can get it with this one. It has to be somewhere around here. So just kind of feeling for it. Looks like I got it right there. So now I'm going to put my ratchet and loosen it up. There we go. I always like to start maybe with the hardest part, which will be like the back nut or back bolt. I don't know, that's just me. So here it is. You guys can see it. Now this one. Here it is. So now we should be able to pull the starter just back and it should come up. Here it goes. Starter is out. We can see our knock sensor right there. We have the knock sensor here. We have the oil pressure switch here. And we have the crankshaft position sensor in here. If you need to replace it, it's right there, and right there. With a 13 millimeter. We're gonna take off the knock sensor. Now that it's loose, the bolt should come off with the knock sensor. The new knock sensor comes with the bolt itself already. Alright, it's out. Now let me go get the new one. New knock sensor. Make sure that the wire is facing this way. Because that's where the wire is gonna go. Same thing, we're gonna thread it by hand first, all the way through, and then we're gonna tighten it up with the ratchet. Here we go. Okay, so there it goes. Not too tight. There it is. Connector is gonna go over here whenever we're done. So now, to put the starter back on, I'm gonna align the starter first. I'm gonna put this bolt all the way in. I'm not gonna tighten it up yet so I can get to the other one. I think I might be able to just kind of guide it with my finger for the top bolt. Now I'm gonna use this bolt. All right, that bolt really helps out a lot. So now, somehow, we're gonna align this bolt to the top. Let's see, if I can get my hand here, can I feel the hole? The hole's way over there. I was able to guide the bolt in there without the extension with my left hand I'm sure if I was facing the other way, it will probably be easier, like if my body was under the vehicle. But just the angle that I'm at, so I can try to get you guys to see the starter, and that while I do this, I have to use my left hand. Alright guys, so that is it. Now all I gotta do is go back there and connect the battery back on, but that is it. We're done replacing that knock sensor for the code P0327. Alright guys, so I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe, hit that bell for me, share the channel. I will catch you guys on my next video. Thank you for watching. You guys have yourselves a great day.